Characters that Disney Channel and Nickelodeon tried to convince us were straight but definitely weren't, Part 4. Every single character from Descendants, including the ones that aren't in this picture. Farkle from Girl Meets World. Just try and hear me out with this one. Cameron from Ant Farm. Psychowitz. Olive from Ant Farm. There's no way. Spencer Shea from iCarly. Gideon from Gravity Falls. I can't believe I forgot to put him in the last 3 videos. Both Cleo and George from the Disney Channel original movie Invisible Sister. Go watch it, it's good. Andy from Liv and Maddie. We all know that's the real reason her and Holden broke up. And to the people that keep commenting Perry the Platypus, stop!
Put a Finger Down, Theater Kid Edition. Put a finger down if you were ever in a production of Into the Woods and you play Jack, and the scene where you go up to Little Red and compliment her wolf cape and then she dares you to go steal the harp from the Kingdom of the Giant, which is a pinnacle point in the show because it sets in motion all the events of Act 2, and you're sitting on stage with your chicken, you get on stage, and Little Red is nowhere to be found because she forgot your scene was coming up and you heard her talking backstage through her mic because they turned her mic on because she's supposed to be on stage, and then you sat there with your chicken and you looked at the chicken and your brain went, oh no, how do I get the point across that I have to go steal the harp from the giant? So then you look at your chicken, which you secretly named Reggie backstage, but only the cast and crew knew that, but then you started talking to the chicken and referred to it as Reggie so that entire audience knew its name was Reggie, and you started just talking to the chicken and you made a plan that you were going to go steal the harp from the giant with the chicken, and then you said heck yeah on stage, but then Little Red remembered that the scene was there and she went on stage, and then you guys just did the entire scene anyway, and you just talked to a chicken on stage for no reason and no one talked about it for the rest of the show. I do theater, and if you're wondering if I'm good or not, here's one of my highlights.
The giant isn't fighting.
That's cute. I feel.
Shh. Did you hear that, Reggie? Okay. The harp. What was that? You saw the golden harp? Maybe I should get it from the giant. Okay. Sounds good. Reggie, you and I are going to go and get that harp from the Kingdom of the Giant and get more eggs. And everyone's going to see. Heck yeah.
This is my interpretive dance to the B-movie script. She saved my life. I've got to say something. All right? Here it goes. Knock. What would I say? I could really get into trouble. It's a B-law. You are not supposed to talk to a human. I can't believe I'm doing this. I've got to. I can't do it. Come on. No. Yes. No. Do it. I can't. How should I start it? You like jazz?
I don't need point tap shoes. I don't need point tap.
I bought point tap shoes.
Oh my god.
What? What? Oh my god. They even came with ribbons. There's a little bit of extra structure around the heel, like it's a little bit stiff here. The shank is really hard. Let's put them on. Just like normal point shoes, there's no right and left. They're just shoes.
Oh my god.
What are those? I'm officially a tap icon and everybody else can quit.
Pinch, 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 pinch. See the lobster big and gray, as hungry as can be, hiding through the day at the bottom of the sea. When at night the moon comes out, then the lobster scoots about. Pinch, pinch,
once. I am not a tap dancer. Day 5 of dancing to David Dobrik vlog music until he notices me. Pick myself in the face.
This is for Gen Z, so if you're not Gen Z, scroll. I mean it, scroll. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about, do you guys remember the Barbie movies? Guys, I know you watched them too, the Barbie movies, right? Or like the Gummy Bear song. Okay, I think they're connected, so, okay, now that the Karens and Johns are gone, let's talk. Like really, how do you guys feel about quarantine? Like schools and high schools, like I'm a high school senior and, okay, we good. It is our generation's turn to change the world. The generation before us has failed, and we can do it. Me and a ton of other creators who are Gen Z, who are speaking out. In fact, this applies to any creator who is speaking out on topics. All of us are being shadow banned, being banned, and being stopped from commenting. If you want to help us educate and teach people how to protest and give tips and everything else, watch our videos all the way through. Like them, comment them, share their cancel for the algorithm. I'm watching me and all my friends' accounts being shadow banned for speaking out. Help us educate and change.
You're gonna me, Julian. Make sure you put king on front of it. My way, Maurice! Go away! My way for the highway, my way.
The member for Canberra.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Women from the Yass Valley are currently forced to travel an hour to Canberra or Goulburn to give birth. As a result, a number of women have been forced to give birth on the side of the Barton Highway. Does the Prime Minister agree that that is unacceptable?
The Prime Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, I'm pleased to let the member know that's why we've committed $150 million to upgrade the Barton Highway, which includes...
So what's the main reason for budgeting $150 million into the Barton Highway for upgrades? Well, that's easy. Childbirth.
Donald Trump drinking water, and you know people made memes from this. They thought he needed a straw. Oh, come on, Donald. You know me. Just give me a sip. I like this Donald so much better. Can we get this?
I saw a very sweet video of an old man talking about how protesters should surround the White House and basically laugh for a solid minute at our joke president, but I have a better idea. Have all of Gen Z surround the White House and basically wear Trump masks, MAGA hats, MAGA sweatshirts, whatever, holding signs that says, "I listen to my president. He told me bleach would save us from corona, so I will." And then have just a mass production of Tide Pod looking cookies. And all together shouting Trump 2020, they put the Tide Pod cookies in their mouth. Laugh for a minute, then drop. Drop down to the floor for 5 minutes. Nobody moves. Every single person collectively just drops to the floor. Then, like every good cult movie, they stand up, get rid of the Trump and MAGA items, put it in a bonfire, then dance around the bonfire shouting vines. If that doesn't terrify Trump, I don't know what will.
Here's a little song to explain just what Black Lives Matter is about. Now stop and think while you're listening when that's coming from my mouth. Are you inclined to listen just because of the way I look? Is it easier to watch this than to read an article or book? Our world is built on my privilege, and my silence has exploited that. And your attention is important, so be conscious of what it's pointed at. I'm not saying you're a racist, I'm not trying to shame you, but just sit with this discomfort. Reflect and let it change you.
Stop. You're going to take someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
I'm bisexual, which means I'm attracted to anyone who can defeat me in physical combat. One time, a street preacher told me to be transgender is to defy God, so now that's what I call it when I take my hormone. Oh shit, did I forget to defy God this morning? Learning people's pronouns. What's next? I have to memorize someone's individual name out of the millions of possible other names. Harry Potter and the rich asshole who ruined her own legacy because he couldn't stop posting anti-trans shit. Who would have a crisis about the validity of their sexual orientation at 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m. Men try to convince me that guys is a gender-neutral term, but when I ask them how many guys is left, they take offense. Oh wow, you're both bisexuals? Which one of you is anxiety and which one is the depression? Why choose if you can be both? Putting the bi and bisexual me. I'm asexual, or I donated all my sexual attraction to the pansexuals to make them stronger or remove my own weaknesses. LGBT stole the rainbow from God. It's his, he invented it, give it back. One of my favorite things about Pride Month is celebrating the many achievements of the LGBT community, like when we collectively stole the rainbow from God.
Here at Karen University, we offer the finest education, from language lessons.
Now repeat after me. I want to speak to the manager. I want to speak to the manager. Very good.
Biology lessons.
Now this is your stereotypical manager.
And even fashion lessons.
Now, you want the back to be as short as possible.
Enroll today to become the best pain in the arse that you can be at Karen University.
Please stop scrolling for just a sec. This is very important and it's not getting enough attention. So please share, copy, link, just send this to everyone because everyone needs to hear this. ICE detention camps are now going to be establishing full-blown gas chambers. The New York Times has called these ICE detention centers concentration camps. Now, I would never compare anything to the Holocaust because that was a terrible time in our history. However, these situations are starting to look far too familiar. They are holding people in these ICE detention centers solely for being undocumented immigrants, and no one knows what's happening in there. On top of that, another 1,500 kids went missing from ICE detention centers. That's 3,000 children. Donald Trump is connected to sex trafficking rings, and that is something that you cannot deny. If you think about it, the connections between present-day America and 1940s Nazi Germany aren't that far off. The most terrifying part about it is that the government is against us. We need to stand up for what is right. ICE, we're coming for you next.
Guys, I'm here with 5 movies that I think would make killer musicals. Starting off the list, we have 2007's Juno. I think this would make a really good, intimate theatre piece, so I don't know if it would do too well in a bigger theatre like on Broadway, but who knows. All I know is that it would be chef's kiss. Up next, we've got Jim Henson's Labyrinth. Are you kidding me? The sets would be beautiful, the costumes would be gorgeous, and the musical numbers would be mwah. Number 3, we've got Rise of the Guardians. Iconic movie. I think it would be so much fun. I have so many ideas about this. I even have casting ideas, so let me know if you want to hear them. Next up is a little bit more adult, but South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut. Book of Mormon worked, and you know It's Easy McKay would be a killer tap routine. And last but not least, we have the 2011 Muppet movie. This would be so sweet and iconic, and having Avenue Q style puppeteering and.
So the musical Hamilton has now been added to Disney Plus, which means it's only a matter of time before it shows up in the Disney parks. This is my pitch for turning Liberty Square into Alexander Hamil Land. The first change will be to the Hall of Presidents. Right now the show is boring, it's long, it has no rap in it. I say we replace it with the entire 3-hour musical performed by audio animatronics of all the characters. Instantly, it becomes more exciting. It's still pretty long, but it has 36 more rap songs. The next change will be the addition of live duels in the courtyard every hour. Live actors will pick kids out of the crowd in order to duel. Only one of them is going to make it out alive. Who's it going to be? Finally, all the food in the park will be named based off of the show. Alexander Ham and Eggs, Aaron Burgers, Thomas Jefferson Sundays, Help My Son Got Shot in the Chestnuts. If you work for Disney, please hear my ideas and hire me. And if you're Lin-Manuel Miranda himself, please hear my rapping in the background and hire me.